Like this. Like.
Like this?
No, like this.
You can stand up and show me if you want.
Like this.
So, we have to acknowledge that someone who amasses this many gun charges and is responsible for the killing of 2 women and an unborn child needs to be behind bars for a very, very long time for the safety of this community.
This is the story of Desa Ferguson, a 16-year-old teenager who was 5 months pregnant when she was shot by her boyfriend, Lorenzo Larry, age 17. Lorenzo, who had shot and killed another female few months prior, claimed self-defense, even though he fled the scene, disposed of the gun and fled to another state. He told the cops he didn't mean to kill again, but somehow, the gun fired mistakenly when he raised up his weapon after slapping Desa, who got him upset. Desa, who had just turned 16, never knew Lorenzo was a violent criminal until it was too late. Police said both of his victims were shot in the head and left to die in the middle of the street. Hello and welcome to Twisted Crimes. Subscribe and hit the like button for more stories. This story will be taking us to Orlando, Florida. Orlando is a city located in central Florida and has a population of 307,573. It is the 67th largest city in the United States and the 4th largest city in Florida behind Jacksonville, Miami, and Tampa. Orlando is considered a safe place overall. The odds of being a victim of violent crime in Orlando are 1 in 111. Desa Ferguson, age 16, was born on October 20, 2006. She is described as a lovely, funny and sweet person. She is also described as a nice, happy and jovial person. Desa was very close to her mother. Her mother described them as best friends. They did things together. She was also close to her younger brother. Desa loved TikTok. She was active on social media.
People with black parents out there, go ahead and put 10 fingers up. And if your mom has ever said any of these things, go ahead and put a finger down for me. Put a finger down if your mom has ever said, I'm not one of your little friends. Put a finger down if your mom has ever said, do I look like Boo Boo the Fool? Put a finger down if your mom has ever said, a hard head make a soft behind. Put a finger down if your mom has ever said, first of all, check your tone. Put a finger down if your mama's ever said, you better stop crying before I give you something to cry about. Put a finger down if your mama's ever said, you got McDonald's money? Put a finger down if your mama's ever said, well, when we get in the store, don't look at nothing, don't touch nothing, don't ask for nothing because you're not getting nothing. Put a finger down if your mama's ever said, you better fix your face before I fix it for you. Put a finger down if your mama's ever said you smell like outside. Put a finger down if your mama's ever said, I brought you into this world, and I can take you right out. Put a finger down if your mama's ever said, I hope you know that schoolwork like you know them songs.
She and her mother were both active.
I deserve it all. Baby, I deserve it.
That she enjoyed life and loved those around her.
For a black woman to wear her natural hair, however that manifests itself,
yes,
to me is a declaration of power and of pride.
Desa loved her siblings. She attended her sister's games in which she cheered her up. Desa didn't know that this world is evil. She trusted and believed the wrong people. Despite how close Desa and her mother was, she went missing on August 12, 2022. She disappeared without a trace according to her mother. She was not so sure where she went, so she decided to report her missing. Desa was declared missing on August 12, 2022. It would later be known that Desa was 5 months pregnant when she was declared missing. Her mother was waiting patiently for her to return, but unfortunately that would not be the case. Unknown to her mother, Desa had been involved with someone on the streets of Orlando. His name is Lorenzo Larry, age 17. Lorenzo had gotten Desa pregnant. This could have been the reason she left home. Desa thought she had found true love with someone who was about to be the father of her baby. Unknown that Lorenzo at 17 had racked up enough criminal history a 70-year man could have. He even had a murder charge under his belt. Lorenzo had shot and killed 23-year-old Gemily Pittman. He shot her in her car and left her in the middle of the road where she died.
New at noon, we now know the name of the woman found shot inside of a car in Orange County. We first brought you this story as breaking news on News 6 at 5 yesterday. Deputies saying 23-year-old Jamil Pittman was found in a car in the area of Rio Grande Avenue and Brindley Court just before 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Paramedics rushed her to the hospital where she died.
He admitted to shooting Jamali but claimed it was self-defense, although he fled the scene, disposed of a gun and fled to another state. Weeks after Desa was declared missing, investigators responded to the shooting of a young lady. It was later confirmed that it was 16-year-old Desa Ferguson. She was found dead next to a vehicle on October 24 outside a home on Broken Pine Circle, just west of Hawassi Road near Clarkona Ocoee Road.
Investigators say they are trying to figure out why the teen was in that neighborhood in the first place, and they are also trying to look for her killer. Deputies say 16-year-old Desa Ferguson was found shot to death in front of this home along Broken Pine Circle in Pine Hills Monday night. The teen was reported missing in August after Orlando police say she left a DCF office on Kirkman Road. Desa had just turned 16 4 days before she was killed.
I'm horrified, and it's devastating.
News 6 spoke to a few neighbors who were heartbroken to hear the news. This woman told us she heard a gunshot as she was going to bed late Monday night.
For a while, no one was arrested, but after some investigation, Lorenzo was linked to the killing and he was arrested.
Some breaking news out of Orange County. A 17-year-old faces second-degree murder charges in the death of a pregnant teenager.
Jason Guy is here with the details from the sheriff. Jason, what have we learned?
Well, the big news here is a suspect is in custody. This is a case we've been covering of 16-year-old Desa Ferguson for weeks now. This is a picture of her. She was killed last month. Orange County Sheriff's Department investigators say they have arrested 17-year-old Lorenzo Larry. He's facing charges of second-degree murder in Ferguson's death. They say she was killed in front of a home on Broken Pine Circle back on October 14th. Ferguson was also reported missing at the time. The suspect, Larry, also faces charges of killing an unborn child because deputies say Ferguson was 20 weeks pregnant at the time of her death. The suspect is also awaiting trial for other gun charges.
Lorenzo Larry said that he never planned on shooting or killing Desa Ferguson, but we have heard this before. Just a few weeks ago, we exclusively showed you all documents where a 23-year-old named Jamil Pittman was shot and killed. And Lorenzo Larry said that that shooting was in self-defense.
Over more than 2 hours, 17-year-old Lorenzo Larry goes from denial
Desa Ferguson, she's dead.
to an apparent confession.
Like, she was chasing me with something, and I was like, stop playing with me, like, and playful with it, like, stop playing with me. And like, she was like, what you gonna do, what you gonna do? My phone just stood, boom. I was like, yeah.
Only Channel 9 obtained Larry's video interview with detectives. He revealed he was dating 16-year-old Desa Ferguson, and she was pregnant with his child, when he says he accidentally shot and killed her in the head.
It's not no premeditated murder.
Larry said the teens just had a gender reveal, and the day before the shooting, they argued about the child's paternity. He says they had a separate disagreement seconds before the shooting.
Like this.
Like this?
No, like this.
You can stand up and show me if you want.
Like this.
Larry told detectives he thought the safety on the gun was on.
So you've accidentally shot and killed 2 females. Both of them shot in the head. How do you keep finding yourself in these situations? Why do you feel bad about it?
Because my child and them, she's like, it's an accident, a freak accident.
Before he's put in cuffs, his mother sees the reality for her child.
My baby. My baby. Oh, my baby. Mom, you okay? I know you didn't mean to.
He claimed they argued about the pregnancy and he slapped her at a point. Lorenzo told deputies he thought the safety was on the gun when he pointed it at Desa Ferguson. He said the gun slipped and Desa was shot in the head.
Morning. On Monday afternoon, yesterday, our deputies arrested 17-year-old Lorenzo Larry on charges of second-degree murder for the killing of 16-year-old Desa Ferguson on October 24th. He also faces charges for killing her unborn baby. This whole community should be grieving for Desa Ferguson and her family, and her unborn baby. She died of a single gunshot wound to the head after a heated argument at the hands of Lorenzo Larry. So it's been reported by some that this case may have been related to human trafficking. That's not true. There is no nexus to human trafficking in this case. Lorenzo Larry is no stranger to law enforcement, nor is he a stranger to our homicide detectives. In February of 2021, when he was just 15 years old, he was arrested for carrying a concealed firearm, as well as violation of home detention, both of which are felonies. Those cases were dropped. On December 8th, 2021, 23-year-old Jamil Pittman was found dead in a car off of South Rio Grande Avenue. She also had a single gunshot wound to the head. During their investigation, our homicide detectives identified Lorenzo Larry as the suspect in this case. He had fled the area. We were unable to find him. And then he was arrested again in May on another slew of gun charges. At that time, we were able to interview him. He admitted to shooting Jamil, but claimed it was self-defense, although he fled the scene, disposed of the gun, and fled to another state. So in those cases where the suspect claims self-defense, we work closely with our state attorney's office. We give them our investigative report for them to review so they can make a determination on that case. That was done back in July, and the state attorney's office has not made a determination in that case as of yet. And then Lorenzo Larry was again arrested in July for gun charges, and both that case and the May gun case are set for trial. So we do anticipate the state attorney's office will charge him as an adult for the second-degree murder charge of Desa Ferguson and her unborn child. So you have heard me say time and time again that no one gets into this profession to arrest kids, especially for low-level offenses, but that's not the case here. And so those juveniles who are out there carrying guns, committing violent crimes in our community, that doesn't apply to them. So, we have to acknowledge that someone who amasses this many gun charges and is responsible for the killing of 2 women and an unborn child needs to be behind bars for a very, very long time for the safety of this community.
He faces charges of second-degree murder and killing of an unborn child by injury to the mother, according to the Orange County Sheriff's Office. If convicted, he faces a life sentence. Her mother had so much to say about her lovely daughter.
All new on WESH 2, the trial for the teenager accused of killing a pregnant girl in Orange County is scheduled to begin in a few weeks. 17-year-old Lorenzo Larry pleaded not guilty to the murder of 16-year-old Desa Ferguson. Today, we're hearing exclusively from Desa's mother.
She talked to WESH 2's Christina Watkins about her family's loss and how she is now honoring her daughter.
My baby was funny. She's a TikToker, a dancer.
Paula Davis reflected on the special moment she shared with her daughter, Desa. She said she enjoyed life and loved those around her.
She loved her little brother, playing the PlayStation games. She was always up for anything, anytime. Come on, Shayla, let's ride here. She was my riding buddy. She loved going to her sister games.
3 months ago, all of those moments came to an unfortunate end. Desa just turned 16 when she was shot and killed on October 24th in Orlando. She was 5 months pregnant. Davis says she was at work when she got the devastating call.
I rushed over, and that's when I saw my daughter laid out on the ground.
Davis says she got to the scene on Broken Pine Circle and stared at her daughter's body for hours.
I was angry. I was hurt. I couldn't even go and hold her. It's just really painful. No parent should have to witness that.
She says the loss has been rough. She's in grief counseling and has a therapist. But through prayer and support, she's trying to do the best she can to honor her daughter and her unborn grandchild, who she calls Baby Girl Ferguson. This mural in Pine Hills is just one way Davis says she's doing that.
It came out so beautiful. We love it. We love it. I pass by it a lot just to look at it.
Now she hopes whenever people see this, they'll stop and they'll think of the memories with Deshayla.
Please remember my baby as the beautiful, loving, caring, funny, talented, dancing daughter that she is.
A very sad ending to a teenage life that had lots of life ahead of her. Our sincere condolences to the friends and families of Deshayla Ferguson. May Deshayla's memory be a blessing for her family and for all who knew her, and may her life and death be an inspiration and a turning point towards justice and increased protection for domestic abuse survivors. Please stay safe out there and see you guys in the next video.